Grand Rising, guys. Grand Rising. We're going to talk about the duality in which most of us live, man. You know, you got the irresponsible, you got the responsible. You got the good people and you got the evil people. You have the Christians, you got the Muslims. So on and so forth. You guys get it, the duality, right? You do or die. Right now, you got the doers that are out preparing for a storm, preparing for a worst case scenario, right? Doomsday preppers. They preparing, rather saving canned goods, saving their money, making decisions to do underground bunkers. Just want to have a fighting chance, to survive, right? And on the other end, you got the ones that are out distracted, partying, playing, getting caught up in the American dream and it's some good old American fun. Going to concerts, buying clothes they don't need, spending their money recklessly, food, so on and so forth. Just out distracted. Football games, basketball games, sports, entertainment, and distracted, right? Well, it's going to come a time where these same people who's not prepared are going to look to the ones who got their ish together. And it's always been that way. It's always been that way. I mean, whether you find the Noah art story to be true or not, Noah is over preparing, building the ark. He know the storm is going to come. Hard times are going to come. He know, right? People thinking he crazy. Man, you tripping, man. You tripping, man. I'm going to go out and have fun. I'm going to live my life. Blah, blah, blah. They two-stepping, they dancing, they out partying until the storm came. Now Noah don't look so crazy after all because he prepared an ark. He have a safe haven. He was prepared, And truth be told, we're not going to make it out of life alive, but it's innate tendencies to survive. You throw a person who don't know how to swim in some water, at worst, they going to flap until they can't flap anymore. It's just innate tendencies to try and survive. Whether I know how to swim or not, I'm going to flap and try and keep my life. I'm going to fight for every breath. And so, again, man, you got the doers and you got the ones, the procrastinators. You got the responsible, you got the irresponsible. You got people who getting government assistance and it's still not enough for them to get ahead, because of the choices they make. And anytime you talk about it and highlight it, then, they feel as though you blasting them, so, the poor can talk about the rich, but the rich can't talk about the poor. The fat can talk about the skinny, but the skinny can't talk about the fat. It's always been that way, The ignorance or the stupid could talk about the smart and the intellects, but the intellects and the smarts can't talk about the stupid. It's always been that way. The blacks can talk about the whites, but the whites can't talk about the blacks. So that's the duality, man. For every coin, there's a flip side, heads and tails. And so that's the duality, man. So if you someone who's responsible and you make great decisions and you prepare in the case of a storm, whether you have a generator, whether you have food stocked up, whether you have an underground bunker, whether you have artillery to protect your family and your loved ones, then again, the walking dead gonna expect for you to look out for them in the case of an emergency. Listen, I ain't got no food. I got a baby. I need to eat. So you want to come hog up my resources because when you had the time to get ahead, you didn't. You goofed off. You made whatever decisions, watching football games, going to parties, going to the clubs. And we've seen a small case as such with this recent pandemic, with this virus that went around and everyone was quarantined, right? We got a glimpse. People fighting over tissue, water, bread. And, again, when you're not prepared and ish hit the fan, this is how the cookie crumble. This is how it go down. People going to look to the ones who got it and they're going to want it. It's just the way of life. So, again, man, shout out to the responsible, irresponsible. I mean, hey, you got a chance to turn a new leaf. You know, the best you know how. But again, everybody not gonna get it, and everybody not gonna make it. And that's just the way it is. So there you have it in a nutshell.